Buonasera studenti, allora questo è il video della settimana 10, l'ultima settimana di questo corso. So well done everyone, you managed to do 10 whole weeks with me and you have been fantastici. Bravissimi, grazie, mille. It's been so lovely teaching you. Thank you very much for the cards and for bottles of prosecco, of the cake that you made, Caroline, of the flowers, Stephen. I really appreciate it. It's so lovely, and I'm pleased you had a good time. So let's have a little look at what we did. So we spent the first part of the lesson having a little look at the verb fare, which is an irregular verb. This is the document I gave you, and if I just move, in fact I think what I'll do is I'll move my small flip chart board over here. We'll come to this thing behind me which you'll recognise from our class, but we're going to start off with the verb fare. So let's have a look what we've got here. So fare is to do or to make. So in English we have two separate verbs. I do the washing up, I make a cake, I'm making a cake, I'm doing my homework, making plans. So we've got to do and to make. In Italian we use just one verb for often those two things. So fare, let's have a look. I'll show you this is why it's irregular. Look, so this is to do with it not following a set pattern when you conjugate it. So instead of just having an O, I, A at the end, like most ARE verbs, well, this is what happens. So faccio, io faccio, I do or I make, double C, and then I faccio, tu fai, lui, lei, or the lei formal, fa. Faccio, fai, fa. Facciamo, so that's a we do or we make, we're making, we're doing. So faccio and facciamo both have a double C ch sound. Fate, see that down there? That's the voi form, fate. Voi fate I compiti ogni settimana. Io faccio un video della lezione ogni settimana. Io faccio. Noi facciamo una pizza. Facciamo una pizza. We're making or we're doing a pizza. We're making a pizza. Loro fanno. They are doing or they are making. They make, they do. Fanno. F-A-N-N-O. Fanno. Faccio, fai, fa, facciamo, fate, fanno. So what I then showed you is some like idiomatic phrases using the verb fare. So let's we've got a list over here. So if you want to say things like doing your homework, queuing, like getting in line and waiting for something. Here's one that's going to be quite useful, and in fact we used it at the end of the class. So fare. Can you see that? Yeah, fare. Let's go a little tiny bit closer. Okay, fare una foto. Fare una foto, to take a photo. Okay, take a photo of something. So instead of saying prendere una foto, as you might expect, because like prendere is to take, we actually just use the verb fare in Italian, so that's how you say it. So io faccio una foto, I'll take a photo, or I'm taking a photo. Una foto, why is it una but then there's an O at the end of foto? So foto is short for fotografia, a photograph. So una foto, una fotografia. So don't be too confused about that. Okay, so facciamo una foto. So I said that at the end. Facciamo una foto. Let's take a photo. Let's have a picture taken. We've got some nice ones actually from the last lesson. Okay, so let's see. A bit more like in English, I suppose. Fare la spesa. This is a useful one. Something I do at least once a week. Faccio io faccio, so you use the I form, faccio la spesa ogni settimana. Vado al supermercato per fare la spesa. So I go to the supermarket to do the grocery shopping. So that's going out and buying the bits that you need, like bits for the house, like food, drinks, that kind of thing. So facciamo la spesa ogni settimana. We do the shopping, like the food, drink shopping, provisions. Okay, here's a nice one. This is another idiomatic phrase with the verb fare. Fare una passeggiata. Passeggiata. Facciamo una passeggiata means let's go for a walk. So fare una passeggiata is to do a walk. Una passeggiata. Passeggiata. Passageway. So when you find verb phrases, that's basically a whole infinitive verb like that, followed by generally like a noun or something else. So la spesa, una passeggiata, una foto. If you want to use that verb phrase, so you find it in a dictionary to do the shopping, you need to know how to conjugate the verb fare. So faccio, fai, fa, facciamo, fate and fanno. So that is how you take a verb phrase with an infinitive verb, the whole verb that hasn't been changed, and you conjugate it. So you should by now have a good idea of identifying what a verb looks like. It'll have are, ire or ere on the end. It might be regular, it might be irregular. To find that out, you can go online and you can check. You can go to wordreference.com. You can look in a dictionary or you can look in a verb book. So when you conjugate it, you'll be looking at the present tense because that's what we've been focusing on the last 10 weeks. And then you can, once you've conjugated it, you can make a sentence. Nick fa una fotografia di noi. Nick takes or is taking a photo of us. Bravi. Okay, so still looking at that conjugation of the verb fare, let's just have a look at some of the sentences that we have on your sheet. So we've got, you tell me what they mean. Dopo lavoro facciamo la spesa. Dopo lavoro facciamo la spesa. After work, dopo lavoro, dopo is afterwards or after. Facciamo la spesa, so that's this one. Guardate fuori, fa molto bel tempo. Fa molto bel tempo. Okay, so I didn't tell you what that one means, so let's have a look. Fare bel tempo. Fare bel tempo. So that means the weather is nice, it's doing nice weather. Fare bel tempo. Guardate fuori, fa molto bel tempo. So, fa molto, very, fa molto bel tempo. It is very nice outside. Fa molto bel tempo. Let's another one. Here's one. I bambini non fanno mai I compiti senza protestare. I bambini non fanno mai. Non fanno mai. They never, non fanno mai. That means never or ever. I bambini non fanno mai I compiti. They never do their homework. Chi? Who are we talking about? Who? I bambini, the kids. Senza protestare, so they never do their homework without protesting. Okay? Senza protestare. Okay, so after having a look at this verb fare, I then gave you an updated printout of this. So this is a verb table sheet of verb tables. So the ones that we've looked at, we've got avere, essere, volere, potere, dovere, all the modal verbs, really useful. Looked at those last week. irregular verbs like andare, dire, bere, fare, that's the one that we just looked at. So there's some on here that we didn't have time to look at together, but I've included here because they're common. So things like bere, that means to drink. They have irregular stems on some of the conjugations. So things like I drink, for example. Bevo, wow, instead of being B-E-R-O, it's B-E-V-O. So that's one of the examples of an irregular verb where the stem changes from the infinitive. We've got ARE verbs, they're all regular ones. Trovare, mangiare, comprare, ascoltare, noleggiare, remember that one, to hire or to rent. Viaggiare, to travel. So let's have a look at the ERE verbs. So prendere, ripetere, leggere, mettere, to put something down. Scrivere, to write. Let's look at some IRE ones. So here's a sentence with an IRE verb. Il treno parte alle 5. Il treno parte. That's from the verb partire, to depart or to leave. Dormire is to sleep. Capire, capisco, I understand. Non capisco, I don't understand. So that's what that verb is. Questa lezione finisce circa 5:30. Finire, finish. Io preferisco il vino rosso. I prefer. Preferire, to prefer. So lots of useful verbs on there. Keep that to hand. That's going to be helpful for you. And they're all present tense. There's some irregular ones. Okay, so let's go back to the first game we played, which was this. Facciamo una pizza. Let's make a pizza. And for this game, we use this big thing that behind me. Qui. I've got a really shiny head, haven't I, because of that light. So, qui c'è una pizza, un tipo di pizza che ho fatto io. I did this, I made this. Ho fatto questa pizza. So, the game that we played basically had two teams. I introduced some food vocab to you, some of which you might find on a pizza in Italy, some just other general things like meats, a few cheeses, some vegetables and herbs, a few things like that. So, I'm going to introduce some of those to you now, and what I'll do is I'll put on the board sort of an overview of those things. I've got most of them written here. Okay, qui. You guys have obviously, if you came to the course, you've got the handout. Or if you want to purchase my course, you can have that handout and we can do lessons together on Skype. So, let's have a little look. I'll try and find an example on my little cutout. Allora, we're going to make a pizza and then we play a game. You get blindfolded and then you spin this thing around and someone from each team puts a piece of fruit or veg, food, onto there as it stops, and then we count up the points and the team with most points wins. So it's quite a good game. Ok, abbiamo questo. Questo è, well, it should be un pomodoro. Il o un pomodoro. Il pomodoro. Tomato. So, il is masculine. Il pomodoro. Ah, la cipolla. La cipolla. Onion. La cipolla. Cipolla. Ah. I've only got one here, but let's see if I've got plural. This is il fungo. So the, or un fungo is, here you go, a mushroom, or a mushroom. Here, if you're ordering a pizza with mushrooms, you might say I funghi, plurale, funghi, sort of like fungus. Carciofo, carciofo dov'è? Allora, questo è il carciofo. What's that thing called? Is it an artichoke? See, I get it mixed up with the other thing, but we'll check afterwards because I do that. I get broccoli and I get the white one mixed up. It's a silly little thing. Carciofo. Artichoke, yeah. Okay. Peperoncino. Peperoncino, dov'è? Che cos'è? Let's see. If I don't have it on my little hands, I've got it. Aha! Peperoncino. Questo. So peperoncino is a chili pepper, like a hot pepper. That little ino bit at the end means small, so peperoncino is a small pepper, but a hot one. Questo qui, peperone, il peperone. So if you see a pizza menu and it says pepperoni on it, peperone, it's not going to be those little bits of like hot salami sausage. No, it's going to be bell pepper. Peperone, peperoncino. So that's a bit confusing. Pomodoro, carciofo, cipolla. So all of these are masculine, but la cipolla, onion is feminine. I broccoletti. Broccoletti, little broccolis, that's what that sounds like. So broccoletti is actually like tender stem. There's a little rendering. Tender stem, you know, like the long thin broccolis, not like your normal broccoli, but the tender stem ones. You find them on pizza sometimes. In fact, I think I'll just go through this here. Questo qui, la melanzane. Melanzane. Just see if I've written that down on my board. No, I've missed that one off. I'll write it later maybe. La melanzane. Aubergine. Very typical Italian food there. La rucola. Rucola. So that's a rocket. La mozzarella. Mozzarella cheese. Or you might hear it called la bufala. Buffalo mozzarella cheese. La gorgonzola. Gorgonzola cheese, il parmigiano, parmesan. What's this one here? So we've got la gorgonzola, la mozzarella, il parmigiano, and then lo stracchino. That's like kind of creamy cheese. Lo stracchino. So it's a lo before stracchino because it starts with an S and a consonant. Stracchino. Lo stracchino. Ok, abbiamo, we have il basilico, basil, il timo, thyme, il pepe, like black pepper, no pepper, le olive, olives, le olive, plural, le olive. If it was just the olive, it would be l'oliva, L apostrophe O, l'oliva. Che cos'è questo? Questo è il rosmarino, rosemary. E che cos'è questo qui? What's that there? È un uovo, an egg, uovo. We could call it a uovo frito, uovo frito, like a fried egg. You do get those often on pizzas in Italy. Okay, what else do we have here? Let me see. No, I'm not a massive meat eater, so let me see if I can remember these. Ok, qui c'è il pollo, chicken. Qui c'è l'agnello, ham. Oh, sorry, not ham, lamb. Mi dispiace. Lamb. Questa è la pancetta. La pancetta, like bacon. It's got a bit of fat on it though, so pancetta comes from la pancia, which means like belly. Okay, so it's belly cut. La salsiccia, so that's a sausage. La salsiccia might be the kind of thing you ask for if you want like sausage on your pizza, you know, you could ask for that. Il tonno, so that's the type of fish, tuna. Il tonno, you do get tuna on pizzas in Italy. Il salmone, salmon, salmone, il salmone. Oh, these little things here, anchovies, so that's le acciughe, anchovies. I'll show you the singular in a minute on the board. Che cos'è questo qui? Questo qui. That looks a little bit more like pepperoni, doesn't it? So that there, we might call it salami as well. So we could call it salame picante. Salame is something you can call that, il salame. Salame picante, picante means spicy, so spicy salami sausage, okay? Bit different from salsiccia, which are a bit more like our sausages in the UK. Okay, so let me just have a look what they look like written down. So I know that la melanzane non c'è, so that wasn't written on it, that was my mistake. So, la verdura. Again, this is all written down in a list on pagina 1. Okay, scusa, pagina 1. This one. So, la verdura is vegetables, greens. Verdura, like verde, remember, yeah? Green colours. Il pomodoro. Il carfuccio, scusate, what is it? Il carfuccio. Questo qui. Scusa, il carciofo. Il carciofo, even in Italian I get the words a bit stuck. Il carciofo, il pomodoro. Where's la cipolla? La cipolla I'll show you on this list. So play one down. La cipolla. Ecco qui. Cipolla. I funghi. I funghi. I funghi qui. G and an H together. G, I funghi. Oh, I spinaci. Okay, we didn't have this one, did we? Let's see where the spinach is on there. I spinaci. Ah, qui, scusa. When I looked at it, I thought it was basil, but qui, infatti, sono I spinaci. I spinaci. Plural, spinaches. Like I broccoletti. Broccolis. In Italian, these two are plural, generally. Il pepe. Okay, il pepe. Il pepe. So I'm talking about pepper there, black pepper, peppermill. Il basilico. Basilico. Allora, questo non è, perché questo sono I spinaci. Ah, qui. Mi piace, I like basil, il basilico. Il rosmarino, rosemary, il timo, thyme, and I don't think I have one of these, so l'aglio, can you see that down there? L'aglio, L apostrofo A G L E O, l'aglio. Hey, I tell you what, this is a useful one in Italy or in France or lots of places in Europe, not just in Europe. But you'll definitely find it in European cooking. L'aglio. But like Lawrence de l'Aglio. Must be from that kind of word. This means garlic. Garlic. So l'aglio. So that's under le erbe and I sapori. So herbs and flavours or fragrances. Sapori. Flavours, I guess. Flavourings. Il formaggio. Okay, so let's back to il formaggio. What do we have again? 4 main types that you might find on a pizza. Lo stracchino, that's the creamy one. Il parmigiano is all over the place, and pasta. La mozzarella or la bufala. La gorgonzola, that's that lovely blue crumbly cheese. There you go, that one. Molto bene. So, we're not actually going to use this now and make a pizza, but I will show you it's spinning, and I'll show you what is actually on this pizza already. So let's zoom in a wee bit. Allora, giriamo la pizza. Let's turn the pizza. Girare, to turn. You might remember that from the directions. So, abbiamo qui, numero 4, la melanzane. See the spin. Giriamo a destra. Sul numero 3 c'è melanzane, la rucola, come si chiamano questi? What are these things called? I peperoni, sì, peperoni. Qui sul numero 0 c'è il o un uovo fritto. Tra 5 e 2, between 5 and 2, c'è, come si chiama? Il carciofo. A thing I can't remember. I think it's an artichoke. I know what I get it mixed up with. Artichoke and asparagus. Silly me, it's an artichoke. Sì. Carciofo. Qui che c'è. Questo è la mozzarella. Sì. Questo c'è anche la mozzarella. Che cosa sono? What are these? le olive, sì. Ah, questo qui che cos'è? Il salmone, sì. Come si chiama questo? Il salame piccante, sì. La rucola, rockets, tasty. And these, well, you'll see these all over the place. So, il pomodoro, or because we've got two of them, I pomodori. Okay, on my pizza I think I would want la mozzarella, un po' di pomodoro e un po' di rucola e poi un po' di basilico. Yeah, I think that's the kind of pizza I would want. Okay, so what was the next thing? I haven't gone through all of those, but those who are on the course, you've got the list which you can look at if you want to have a look at how those words are spelt. So the next thing we did, so we played another game then, and the game was something along the lines of, in teams, we had Team Peperoncino, who won the first game, and then we had an interesting team name. We had Benzina Laguna, which I thought was very funny, which is the other team who won this game. So it was 1-1 in the end. So Benzina Laguna, why did that come around? So the reason that came about is because we had a game of sort of gave you these little counters. Just trying to see if I've got them with me here. Not on chat. These little counters, and I asked you to make the longest words possible. So I think Squadra Benzina Laguna had noleggiare, which was to hire. Well done, infinitive verb. And the other team had a few long ones. There was settimana, which is week. I can't remember what the other one was, but we almost had appartamento, but we're missing a couple of letters. So Bravissimi, they were really good. So this is the second game. So we had a kind of noughts and crosses board, if you like, and these here, each of these squares has a response on them. So here we've got sono le 9:30. Let me zoom out a bit. Sono le 9:30. So that's the answer. The game was, what's the question? Qual è la domanda? So you guys had to come up with the questions for all of these answers. What could the question be to get these responses? And then you had to decide, you had to pick them, and if you got the answers right, you managed to put a cross or a circle, so noughts and crosses. So this is quite a nice game, and you can practice it at home. So sono le 9:30 means it's 9:30. That's the time, isn't it? So the question here would be, che ora è? What time is it? Che ora è? I'll write these down for you. Che ora è? Che, which means what. Ora, which means hour or time. È. You can also ask that question by saying, che ore, what hours or what time are they? Looks a bit strange. Che ore sono? So you can ask that in two ways. The answer will always, generally always, unless it's 1 o'clock, will start with sono plus the number. Sono le 9:30. Okay, let's look at this one. Guardiamo questo. Questo è la risposta. This is the answer or the response. Mi dispiace, ma non parlo inglese. I'm sorry, but I don't speak. Non parlo inglese. I don't speak English. So, what could the question be? The question could be, excuse me, do you speak English? So, that's the question. How do we say, excuse me, in a polite way now? Because if you say that, then you're saying it to someone you don't know. Scusi. Remember that? Scusi. That was from week 1. That's the start. Or you could put a comma there if you like. Scusi, do you speak English? Now, we need to know what the verb to speak is, which is parlare. So we need the stem of the verb to speak, parle. Then we're asking someone in the formal way, so we need the lei form, which is the third person singular ending. So parlo, parli, parla. Scusi, parla inglese? You could add lei to the end if you wanted to make it clear you're asking that person in the formal form, but scusi, the excuse me bit, is already in the informal, the formal form. So, scusi, parla inglese lei? Or parla inglese? Mi dispiace ma non parlo inglese. I'm sorry, but I don't speak English. Parlo italiano. Okay, let's have a look at this. It's slightly different from the one we actually did in class, but here's one answer. So, Pierce Brosnan è irlandese. So what have we learnt? A question that might help us with this. Pierce Brosnan is Irish. So what question could it be? Could be where is he from? Or it could be yeah, where is he from? Or it could be is Pierce Brosnan Scottish, right? So we're going to ask that one actually. Is he Scottish? So is he? So is he, as like a question, is the same as saying he is or she is. È. Nice and easy. È scozzese? Is he or she Scottish? And then you just put the name of the person. So Pierce Brosnan. È scozzese Pierce Brosnan? Pierce Brosnan è irlandese. So it could be not Pierce Brosnan è irlandese. No, he's Irish. So that could be one question. Is he something or other? That guy or that girl? What about where or from where is he? That's the one I'm really looking for. I'm going to try una penna nera. Una penna nera. Should work better. Di dove, because dove means where, but then you need to say from where is he with the E accent. He is he, she is she. We just take off the E from dove, so it would look like this if it was from where or of where is so and so. Di dove, where is he or she or you, formal from. So instead of saying dove è, we just take off the last E and we add an apostrofo e accento. Di dove? Di dove, Pierce Brosnan? Pierce Brosnan è irlandese. Lui è d'Irlanda. He's from Ireland. He's Irish. Okay, let's look at this one. Domani andiamo alla spiaggia. Tomorrow we're going to alla spiaggia, to the beach. So the question needs to be, where are you going tomorrow? So for that one we need where. So we just had that, didn't we? Dove, like this, not with an accent, but just on its own, like the whole question with dove. Where are you going? So the answer is we're going to the beach tomorrow. So if the answer is we, then I need to ask the question in the plural you form. That's voi. So I also need to say you are going, plural. So I need the verb to go, andare, which is irregular, isn't it? But dove andate? It's voi andate. Tomorrow? Domani. Dove andate domani? Should have cleaned all my boards. I bought new pens and for some reason it doesn't look very good. Dove andate domani? Andiamo alla spiaggia. Oh, we're going to the beach tomorrow. Yay! Okay, let's try the next one with another pen. See if that works better. Okay, so this is the answer. Si dice prego. Si dice prego. That means you say prego. It is said prego. So if that's the answer, the question is come si dice? Come si dice? How do you say, or how is it said? How does one say prego, what does it mean? Che significa prego? Means lots of things, but it can mean you're welcome. Come si dice you're welcome? In italiano. How do you say you're welcome in Italian? Come si dice you're welcome in italiano? Si dice prego. Okay, the next one. Ho 50 anni. Ho 50 anni. I have 50 years. So if that's the answer, what's the question? So the question would be, how many years old are you? Or how many years do you have? Because they use the verb avere, to have, instead of to be. So how many? How many years? Quanti anni. Years is in the plural, so the question, how many, is in the plural masculine form, quanti, as opposed to quanto. Quanti anni. Well, you could do this in different ways. You could do quanti anni hai, if you're talking informally. Like a kid might say that to another kid. You might say quanti anni ha, if you're using the lay form, third person. What if you're asking two or more people how old they are? Then you'd need to look at the verb avere in the voi form. So here's that. Here's what that looks like. So avere, to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Avete. Quanti anni avete voi? How old are you guys? Quanti anni avete? So because this is answered in the singular, I am 50 years old, you'd probably either be using the to or the lay form, quanti anni hai, quanti anni ha. Otherwise it would say we have 50 years. Okay, let's look at this last one. Well, last three. So we've got this one here. Il treno a Roma parte alle 2. Il treno a Roma parte alle 2. So the train to Rome leaves at 2 o'clock. So we're asking, what time does the train to Rome leave? So this is how you do that. A che ora? At what time? A che ora parte? Third person singular of partire. A che ora parte il treno? Where was the train going? A Roma. Train to Rome. Or you could say il treno per Roma, the train for Rome, but the train to Rome would be a Roma. Okay? The answer, il treno a Roma parte alle 2. Leaves at 2 o'clock. Okay, let's have a look at those last two ones. So, a sinistra or a destra? Quale volete? Which do you want? Let me see if I can infer it. A sinistra. Okay, so the answer here, this is how it goes. Don't worry if you can't see it. Ascoltate. Vada diritto, poi giri a destra e prenda la prima strada sulla destra. Il parco è a destra. Lots of rights there. So this is what the answer says. Vai diritto, go straight on. Poi, then, giri a destra, turn a destra, to the right. E prenda la prima strada sulla destra. And take the first road on the right. Il parco è a destra. And the park is on your right, is on the right. So, that's a nice long answer. Qual è la domanda? What's the question? I think the question is either dov'è il parco? Where is the park? Yeah, could make sense, couldn't it? Where is the park? Oh, you go down here, you turn that way, you go right, etc. Or you could say, how do you get to the park? Right? We did this, what was it, the week before? How? questions with how. How do they start? They start come, like come si dice. How does one get? Come si va. Come si va, how does one get? Or how does one go to get to? Come si va per andare al parco? To the park. Al parco. Come si va per andare al parco? How do you go in order to get to the park? Vada dritto, poi giri a destra e prenda la prima strada sulla destra, il parco è a destra. So right, and right. Al parco, a plus il equals al. Al bancomat, al ristorante, al bar, to the bar, to the ATM, to the restaurant. Okay, so that's what that means. Okay, the last one here. Che cosa dice? Che dice? What's it say, the last one? Difficile da dire. La moglie di Billy Connolly si chiama Pamela Stevenson. La moglie, the wife of. La moglie di Billy Connolly si chiama Pamela Stevenson. So that's the wife of Billy Connolly is called, or Billy Connolly's wife is called Pamela Stevenson. Qual è la domanda? Qual è la domanda? What's the question? It could be who is Billy Connolly's wife, or it could be what is she called. So we're going to go for what is she called. How does she call herself? So that starts with come. Come si chiama lei? Come si chiama? How does he or she call herself? Come si chiama? Remember in the question? Come si chiama lei? How are you called? It's in the lei form, which also means she. So come si chiama. That could mean what is he called as well. You just have to tell the person who you're talking about. Come si chiama la moglie di Billy Connolly. Lovely little Billy. Such a funny guy. Come si chiama la moglie di Billy Connolly? La moglie di Billy Connolly si chiama Pamela Stevenson. So, if you wanted to change that, more or less asking the same question, I would have accepted this as well. Chi è la moglie di Billy Connolly? So that was that game, and they were the question words. Right, time to come up from there, I think now. Move this out of the way. The verb fare, we looked at the beginning, to do or to make, remember? It's very irregular. We looked at some of the typical things you'd find like on a pizza menu, basically common Italian words for food. So a few types of cheese, lots of herbs, different types of meat and fish, and some basic kind of greens, veg, salad, that kind of thing. So they're really, really useful. Have a look at those. So that basically brings us to the end of our course. I want to thank you very much for your time and attention, and I hope that you continue to study your Italian and that you can always come back and watch these videos. Just going to see how much time we're at. This is the longest video that we've done in the last 10 weeks. So thanks for watching, and I suppose what I'd like to do is just summarise. If you give me a sec, I'd like to summarise what we've actually looked at together. So let me just open this document here on my desktop. I should have here the list of what we looked at. So scusate un attimo, excuse me just a moment. Dove si trova? Ah sì, ecco qui. I thought I had this open on my browser. Ah, qui, ecco. So this is what we've actually looked at in the last 10 weeks. La pronuncia, so pronunciation, being polite, things like scusi, permesso, mi dispiace, etc. Recognizing pronouns, so pronouns are io, tu, lui, lei, noi, voi, and loro. They're the pronouns. Noun, so knowing that things with O's and I's at the end are masculine, singular, plural. So you've got A at the end, la, donna, feminine. Le, donne, A's become E's in the feminine, singular and plural. So we've looked at understanding instructions, that's things like ascoltate, guardate, etc. in the voi form. Useful vocab, so we've looked at lots of adjectives, interessante, difficile, bello, bella, etc. And how we use them, so basically they go after, we use them to describe people or things, and they go after verbs like it is, è difficile, non è difficile, è molto facile, little words that are used for molto. We've looked at ARE verbs, ERE verbs, all the verbs that are on this verb table, and possibly a few more in the conjugated forms and also in their infinitives. We've looked at making verbs negative by putting non in front of them. We've looked at some prepositions, things like in, su, a, di, sono di, vado a, scuola, for example. Forming and responding to questions, so question words, dove, quando, quanto, perché, che cosa, things that you should recognise mean a question. Sentence structure, so you're probably, having read and having done all the homework, have a good idea of the sentence structure in Italian. Similar to English, you get like verb, pronoun, verb, maybe noun and adjective later in the sentence. But the thing to remember is that you don't need to use the pronouns like io, mangio. You can just conjugate the verb. So that's what is the main difference. If you want to make something negative, you just put non in front of it. So that's another Italian sentence structure thing that's useful. So we've looked at numbers and times, and we've looked at some tips for study, and I've given you maybe a few little clues at culture along the way. So I hope that that's been useful for you. Thank you very much. Grazie mille. And for now I want to say buona settimana e ci vediamo presto. See you soon, guys. Ciao.